We've all heard of imposter syndrome, and we know what it means, basically, right? It means that we don't know what we're doing, and we worry that people are suddenly going to figure out that we are a fraud. But in the conversations I've had with the many entrepreneurs and business professionals I coach, so much of the time they don't realize that they're dealing with imposter syndrome. They think that their issue is time management, or that they're just private people, or that they're naturally humble. But seriously, 90% of the time, it's imposter syndrome or it's fear. And the problem is that when you don't know that you're struggling with imposter syndrome, you can't apply some of the very practical methods to overcome imposter syndrome. So if you're wondering if this might be a blocker for you, keep watching and I'll share some of the signs that you're struggling with imposter syndrome. Hi, I'm Kasey Jones, and I am a coach to entrepreneurs and business professionals with big dreams of making an impact. I empower them to harness the strength of what makes them different, to use their greatest challenges as fuel for their growth, and to build authority as experts in their industry so that they can create high growth businesses and careers with impact. So if you are ready to unlock your own greatness and become a known expert so you can build an incredible business that has a real impact on your community and your life, then click to subscribe and hit that bell so you can get notified 2 times a week when I share a new video. And if you'd like to learn how to land my #1 method to become a real authority and influencer in your industry, click the link in the description of the video and get access to my 100% free training so that you can get started being that expert authority in your niche. Okay, so now how do you know if you're dealing with imposter syndrome and not something else? So there's a couple of clear signs, but I want to be clear before we kind of get started. It takes being introspective and being willing to take a hard look at yourself, your actions, and your instincts to understand if this is what is holding you back. I also want to point out that imposter syndrome might be terminology that just doesn't feel right to you, and that's totally okay. The meaning behind this is all that it's a feeling that you don't deserve recognition and reward for your work, that you don't deserve the success you have, and that people are going to realize that you really don't know what you're doing. Okay, and let me be clear, none of us know what we're doing, okay? Some of the most impressive people I know will admit that they are figuring it out as they go, okay? And so if you're in that place where you think that you don't know what you're doing and that is terrifying to you and that you're worried that people are going to figure it out, that is usually imposter syndrome. Okay? And the clearest sign that you're dealing with imposter syndrome or this fear that you don't deserve recognition or reward in your work is that you are holding yourself back from pursuing opportunities that deep down you really want and you know you could be great at. So if you find yourself saying, "Oh, I'm not ready," or "Who, me? No way," or "What could I possibly have to offer them or that or this or whatever," that's imposter syndrome. Okay? So if you tell yourself that you don't speak publicly about your work because you just aren't a self-promoter, that's imposter syndrome. If there are dreams that you aren't pursuing because you don't believe in yourself to make them happen, or you think people will laugh at you or criticize you, that is imposter syndrome. If there are things that you want to pursue, but you're so worried about what people will think if they find out that you are pursuing this, that is imposter syndrome. Another clear example of imposter syndrome, but one that few people recognize, is when there is something you really want to do, but you just never seem to make it happen. Especially if you are somebody who tends to be hardworking, productive, a problem solver, kind of on your own, and there's just this one thing in your life that you really, it matters to you, and you dream about it, and you just never move forward with it. It is often imposter syndrome. Okay, the excuse I hear most is time management. And this is something I work on with my coaching clients all the time. They'll be like, "I really want to talk about time management." I start asking a couple of questions, we get a few layers deeper, and I realize that it has nothing to do with time management. It has to do with this fear that is deep inside of them that they don't deserve this thing, or that people will laugh at them. Okay, so I'll be talking to an entrepreneur about how they should be more active on social media and build their authority to grow their business, and that they really want to do this, but they just never have time. Or someone who dreams of being an entrepreneur, but they just never seem to take the steps to move forward, even though they totally know what those steps are. Okay, these are people that are super productive problem solvers in all other aspects of their lives. But when it comes to sharing their expertise with the world or pursuing their dreams, time is suddenly an issue. And this is fear and self-doubt getting in the way. And when you realize that, it becomes much easier to deal with. And let me be clear, it's okay to be afraid. It is natural to be uncomfortable. If you weren't uncomfortable doing new things, I think something else was wrong. It's okay to be unsure of what will happen. Courage isn't about not having fear. It's about pushing forward in the face of it. So the next time you notice that you are not pursuing an opportunity that you dream of and that deep down you know you want and you know you'd be amazing at, ask yourself, is it fear? Is it imposter syndrome? And if you think that it is, check out my video that I will share the link in the comments as well, that is all about practical solutions to solving imposter syndrome. And if you're looking to learn how you can build your authority and grow your business, click the link below and join my absolutely free training that's going to show you exactly how to do it. And if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the button to subscribe, hit the bell to get notified every time I drop a new video, add a comment, and say that you like it, and let me know what was the most helpful or interesting part of this video for you.